So PARX is on its summer hiatus, annual summer hiatus, and Terry and I are back for horse racing today on Horse Racing Radar TV. We're going to go through Horseshoe Indianapolis, where earlier in the day the program said light rain and thunderstorms, track fast, turf firm. Well, that all since changed. Sloppy, lots of scratches, but still pretty good card to look at. Plenty of horses to consider. Tomorrow we'll do Horseshoe Indianapolis again. Wednesday and Thursday it'll be Saratoga, and then on Friday we'll probably return for 4 on Friday. Not quite sure where, but I'm sure Tom will have something fun and exciting to do. Apparently, some interesting news, according to our friend Don Johnson, going on over in Thistledowns this morning. They canceled the track because of the heat, but apparently they found somebody putting stones in the dirt. Trying to hurt the horses or something. I don't know what's going on. People are strange, as Jim Morrison said, if you're into the doors. But anyway, today, free picks over at LA Downs. You can get a link in the description on YouTube. So you can head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Take advantage of that. Of course, if you do become a monthly subscriber, the upcoming Travers Wagering Guide will be included in your monthly subscription along with the smart sheets that go with it. Speaking of smart sheets, today's smart sheets, there's a link in the description on YouTube, along with an explanation on how to use them. And of course, when the show is over, folks, you can head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Right there in the middle of the screen, we will post a link to all of our picks, our commentary, as well as our suggested wagers. A great way to support the show. If you go on over there, we would greatly appreciate it. Head on over there, get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt or hat, like you see Terry sporting, or in the description on YouTube, there is a link to a tip jar. We'd greatly appreciate your support, no matter how it comes, even if you just hit the subscribe and like button. All right, Terry, let's talk about things that we like to do, and that's the handicap horse races.
All right, so in this first race at Indianapolis, we've got a 6 furlong allowance race, a $46,240 allowance purse. And that's for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred.
Yes, indeed. And early speed does well in Horseshoe Indianapolis. 35% of the time, the horse that gets the lead at the quarter-mile marker will have the lead at the finish line. The post positions tend to favor horses on the outside, so we will be looking for Buffalo Girls in this case, Terry, on the outside with some speed, and according to our 1,000 simulations with smart sheets, it looks like there is a projected leader in race number 1.
Yeah, there is. That 6 shows lots of speed. It's not really on the outside, but close to there. And then as you can look, there's a few overlays that are nice. There's a 2. The 2 has an overlay of 9-2 to 8-1. The 4 has an overlay from 9-5 to 4-1, and the 5 has an overlay. Oops, the 5, not the 5, but the 6, 5-1 to 5-2.
Yeah, we see here too. Race shape. Most of these horses want to be middle back. E's are your pilots. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. P's are co-pilots. PCs, they can really be anywhere. And then you got the French and the Americans right here as closers. They want to come from off the pace. Looking at our race shape in here, Terry, it tends to favor horses that should be forward. We say the 6 and the 4 should be forward. We also match up today's race to what we call comfort zone and how it looks compared to their best performances. Terry, it looks like that 6 horse on the lead might like being out there.
Yeah, he's got pretty good C-zone numbers, 91.58, and we like to see it above 50%. And there's 2 other horses that are above 50%, so these 3 should be pretty comfortable running in this race.
Yes, a lot of horses showing either some early pace, mid pace, or late pace improvement. Just a couple with good fractional improvement last time out, the 1 and the 7. Got the 2 horse and the 7 horse dropping in class, the 1 staying flat. Everybody else moving up a little bit, Terry. Who do you see in here as a jockey or a trainer to keep an eye on?
Well, the jockey, the 8's have got a pretty darn good jockey, and then the 1 has a nice trainer, but it also has a good jockey. So I think that's the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yes, the best combination of early speed and late speed are the 4, 7, 6, and 1. Usually the winner comes out of that top 4. So in the opener, one other piece of note here. Crushed Ice, the 8 horse, did run the top last race speed figure 4 points better than everybody else. And Andrew Byer, the godfather of speed figures, says a 3-point edge is enough to consider heavily in the next start. Who did you consider for this start, Terry?
I like the 4 Work It Wendy. She finished 6th in her last race after being bumped at the 3/16th, finishing in the money in 5 out of 6 previous races, winning 2 of those races. Has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best dirt speed is close to the average winning speed. Hey, Olivia, the 7 drops class today, has a trainer with 23% of the races when bringing a horse back after 46 to 90 days being away. And her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. I like the 6, my third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a bullet workout on July 16th. Little Sister Sue, the 3 is my long shot. She ran 3rd in her last start, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me here.
I'm going to start off with the same 4 horse that you have on the top of my tickets. Work It Wendy. Yes, indeed, Wendy, Work It. It is our simulation favorite, top total pace horse. Last race was better than the finish, even though the horse was way off the pace there. Its time was exactly the same or roughly the same as the prior start when it finished, I think, first. Hey, Olivia, the 7 horse, been facing better than she'll see here. Only question is that spotty first up record. Crushed Ice, that 8 horse, did run that top last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else. It was its strongest effort since November of last year. And if you look at the horse's past performances, you'll see the horse tends to either run bad in bunches or good in bunches. That was the first of the good bunch. We'll see. And then number 8, Vigadel, maybe that's how you pronounce it. No idea. Good chance to be on the lead, as we saw on our sheets here. And along with that, that super high C-zone. I've seen way too many of those horses go wire to wire or co-pilot to wire and end up in the winner's circle. So I'm not going to leave that off my selections, Terry. No bets. We do have a $100 wagering budget. We call it Benny and the Bets, but nothing to go here. Race 2 will mark the first of the pick 4s, Terry. They're just getting out there for the post parade, so I think we got plenty of time to do race number 2.
Well, it's a 5 furlong, and it's a maiden $36,000 purse, and it's for registered Indiana bred maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Yeah, so 2-year-old, 5 furlong sprint. As you can imagine, speed should be the appropriate running style, and it is. Outside is better than inside, but the rail is better than posts 2 and 3. So taking a look at race number 2, Terry, since these are maidens, the key factors that I pay attention to are any of them hit par? Looks like there's a resounding answer there, Terry.
No, they haven't. So, but one of them has, you have a nice 3-point calculation for first starters, and there's one that reaches to 2.95. That's that 6 out of 3 points. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so, and he also has the best trainer, I think, and the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, that could be a good combination. And you got like a candy cane, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down in terms of class moves here today, Terry. The 7 horse of the horses with some experience, a little better late pace, some better fractions last out. Dropping in class, that might be considerable. Here you see the 5 horse wants to be on the lead. Everybody else either not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line or making their first start. Terry did point out the 6 horse, the top first-time starter there. The 7 horse, Terry, did run of the experienced horses, the best speed figure last out. The 5 horse of the experienced horses has a 1 length total pace advantage. The question is, do you want to go first-time starter here, Terry, or do you want to go experience?
Well, for me in this race, I'm going to go with the first-time starter, that 6. May the force be with you. I like this horse. Dam has 5 winners out of 6 starters. She has 2 stakes winners. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the sprint races that he has a horse competing in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I'm going to go with Dreamin' Bonita, the 5. She ran 4th in her last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and has a high percentage winning jockey in addition to that. The 7, Red Iola, finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, and she has the highest last speed rating and she's my third choice. My long shot is Not Bad Right, the 4. She is a first-time starter who's breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has a good 3 furlong workout on July 15th. I'm going to play the very first Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4. And because a lot of these are first-time starters, I think it's wide open. I'm going to use all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with the 3, 4, with the 2, 3, with the 2, 9, 10 for $42.
I agree with Don Johnson. Hit that like button. It's free to help the show. Well, that 6 horse, Terry, that one is a Larry Ravelli horse. You know that guy's going to come out of that gate on fire. It's got a July 6th workout. It's a very important day in human history. And that workout, I think like 46 and change at Hawthorne. So that horse can fly. Red Iola, better early fractions last time out. Room to be better in just the 3rd career start. And last time out did run the top last race speed figure, 3 points better than anybody else. Not bad, right? The 4 horse. This is the 2nd rated first time starter, slightly rated below, the 3rd rated, but slightly below the 2. But when I looked at the jockey on the 2, he had won just 1 of 32 races. So I feel like the combination here went with the jockey. It's the same trainer for both horses too. And I figured she put the jockey on the horse she thought had the best chance to win. And then Dreaming Bonita, that 5 horse, that one is a simulation favorite, top total pace of more than a length. Could end up being the lone E. And if it gets out with that big C-zone advantage out here, 5 could take him from beginning to end. I'm going to go pick 4, 4, 6, 7, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 9, minus $40.50. Race number 2. All right, we're done with that. Race number 1. They're still kind of meandering around on the track, Terry. As I mentioned, tomorrow we'll do Horseshoe Indianapolis again. Wednesday and Thursday we'll do Saratoga. Friday will be a Foreign Friday. Not sure quite where in the world we'll be, but I know we'll be here. And if you want to be here with us so you can watch and win, what do you do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Very easy to do. Doesn't cost you a single dime. Go ahead and hit the little bell. That'll notify you about 30 minutes before each show that we have. And then, which is important because a lot of times we have to pick tracks that have different post times. And then go and copy the link down below and share that with everybody you know so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Horse Race the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. And also keep the comments coming, such as Jose and Don Johnson are doing today. Give us some picks if you like to. And hello, Steve. You just got it. Just hit it. Okay.
Just hit it, baby. Thank you, Steve Demico. We appreciate that. And with the Grateful Dead right there, you got to like that, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a deadhead. Yes, indeed. Back in the days. Unfortunately, too much of that past is disappearing, man. It's not happy times for Gen X in terms of its pop culture. All right, race number 1. They're starting to get into the gates there. So let's take a look at our odds. The 4 horse is the favorite at 9-5. So you're getting pretty fair odds on that. You're getting some nice overlay on the 2 horse. Our simulation odds say it should be 92. So we do 1,000 simulations of the race. And then based upon how frequently the horse wins, we calculate the odds out. The 6 horse, you're really not getting any value there. The 8 horse, pretty fair, a little bit under. So I would say that the 2 horse, if you're looking just for straight win bets, that's the one that makes the most sense to bet at 12-1 versus 9-2 in here. And then odds, that's pretty much it, Terry. 4 is your favorite, followed by the 7 and then the 6 in the opening race today at Horseshoe Indianapolis. I think they're waiting on one more horse to pop in. And then once that horse pops in, we can go about our business here. All right, so they're off and they're running, and they've darted out. Looks like the 4 and the 6 and the 7 have competed for the lead with the 4, a little bit of edge. So it looks like the 4 got the edge on the 6 from the early pace, but those 2 are right there with the 7 hustling in 3rd. Behind them, you have the 8 horse on the outside as they come to the turn, the opening race. Really not much change in order. 22 and 22, so symmetrical race to get started. Around the bend they come as they make their way home in the opener on the slop. It looks like they still got a pretty good hold on the 4 and the 6. The jockey on the 7 has asked him to go already, so I'm not quite sure he's going to be there. The 6 has made a move before the 4, so the 4 might have a little bit more horse than the 6. Around the bend they come, Terry. The 4 horse is kind of blowing him out right now. Looks like the 6 horse is going to remain in second. The 7 horse, well, the 7 horse might find its way past the 6 here with a little bit of late run. And then the 8 horse is moving the best in the back of the bunch, making his way up there. He might challenge for third, but he's going to definitely end up in 4. So 4, 7, 6, 8. 4, 7, 6, and 8. Superfecta, ice cold trifecta for Terry to get the day started. 4 horse going off at 1-1, then the 7, and then the 6, and then the 8. So basically they ran in some order of the top 4 in terms of odds. All right, so race 3 is what we're going to do next. Let's talk about another race, Terry, where just about anything can happen.
All right. So, well, in this race, we're going to go to 6 furlongs. It's a maiden race, $43,520. And it's for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yep. And much like the 6 furlong race that we talked about in race number 1, early speed will do good about 35% of the time. The horse that gets the lead keeps the lead. We just saw that happen right there. Outside is better than inside, although, well, the 4 kind of pinned the 6 to the out. So if you get some speed on the outside in race number 3, we could see a repeat of what we just saw in race number 1. And where's that speed at?
Well, it is kind of on the outside. It's a 5, and it's got quite a bit of speed, as you can see there. So it'd probably get to that first pull first, quarter pull first.
I'd say there's probably a pretty good chance. He's got a 14-point early pace advantage over everybody else. 5 points equals roughly 1 length. So we'll just make it easy math and turn it into a 15. That means about a 3-length early speed advantage over everybody else, as they say in Philadelphia. But if the speed doesn't hold up on the back end, the 3 horse has a 1.5 length late speed advantage, also a 1.5 length total pace advantage. As we look down here, Terry, many of them have hit par, and many of them have a chance to do so today.
Yeah, the 3, 4, 5, and 6 all have hit par. The 2 is maybe within 1 point of doing that. The only no is that 1. And then you can see that they all have a chance today to do it, although the 6 has the best chance. Well, I'm sorry, the 3 has the best chance according to the data.
Mm-hmm. And we look at our race shape. Most of them want to be middle forward. The 1 horse has not finished within 5 lengths of the winner as of yet. Terry, 1 horse in here really looks like the way this race is going to set up, it's going to be right in its wheelhouse.
That's right. That 3 is going to be very comfortable running in here. It's got almost 72% of on C-zone, which is way above that 50% threshold that we like to see. And he is the best jockey. And then the trainer is the best. The trainer is the 6, according to the data. But you know what? I think the 1 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Speaking of the 1, you see here second race par ability. We mentioned all of these horses except for the one with the no. But that horse, Riddler, is making just his second start. And if you add to his speed figure, they can, from what I've read, anywhere from 5 to 13 points. That horse can run as high as 83. And 83 puts it well above the speed figure Briz average winner of 79. So Riddler, one you have to consider in there for my race horse. You know that horse is going to get a lot of backing in there, Terry. Yep. Who do you think is going to win the 3rd race of the day at Indy in the Mud?
Well, I like in this race the 3, Chalice. Finished 3rd versus Simmer in his last race. His best start speed is fast among today's stars. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 4, Homer's Odyssey. Ran 2nd versus Simmer in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied with another horse. And he has a high percentage winning trainer. Know who you are. The 6 is my long shot. He finished 3rd in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 28% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden claiming race to a maiden race. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 2, Arthur Jr., has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets here for me.
So we got a question here about the first race results. So the first race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, horses went 4, 7, 6, and 8. So if you had bet the exacta, Terry and I think we both had 4, 7 in order. Yep, indeed. $2 equals $12. So where else can you take $2 and turn it to 12 in the mud on a Monday in about a minute and 11 seconds? And then the trifecta, Terry had ice cold. I had my picks in there too. 50 cents turned into $9.25. And then the superfecta for a dime went for $6.44. So yeah, okay payouts there, Terry. I feel like maybe not the best, but all right. So we're at race 3 right now, still, right?
Yeah, you have tell why you like what you like.
I just pulled them out of a hat. Chalice simulation favorite is our top total pace horse of 1.5 lengths. By far the best C-zone. So I think it's going to sit right off the pace and then try to run its way around the track. Woods Point. I think with that really big early speed advantage, you cannot ignore that horse, especially what we saw in the opener. If he can get out 3 lengths in the lead, as long as he doesn't do something stupid, like run 20 seconds flat, 12 lengths in front of everybody. And for the life of me, I can't understand to this day why jockeys do that, but they continue to do it. But he's also coming in from Gulfstream Park. So that is a track drop as well. Number 1 is also a track dropper. The Riddler. Who was your favorite nemesis, Terry, for the Batman? Was it the Riddler? Was it the Joker? Was it the Penguin?
I think the Joker was the most famous. So.
Yeah, was that your favorite?
Yeah,
I kind of like the Penguin and then the Joker. But in the comments, what was your favorite arch enemy for Batman? Who was that character? And then finally, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Homer's Odyssey. That one slightly better pace, middle out last time. This is the 4th start after a layoff. The horse has done 4 starts once before, and in that 4th start was the best of the 4. So why not do that again? No additional bets for me in this. It's a 9-race card, but 8 of them are thoroughbreds. The 9th race is Terry's favorite kind of racing, quarter horse, popcorn races, as I call them. Race 4 marks the end of the first half of the thoroughbreds. Terry, tell us all about the conditions.
Well, it's 5 furlongs. It was originally going to be on the turf, but now it's off the turf, and it's going to be still ran at 5 furlongs on the main track. And it's a maiden race, purse 43,520 for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Maybe we should rename the show today Money Maiden Monday, indeed. 5 furlongs on the dirt track favors speed. Terry, outside better than inside. But the rail does perform better than posts 2 and 3, although horses to their outside have a little bit of an edge. Again, speed is going to be a dominating force. Usually is when the ground is wet. This case, Terry, we got one that's going to go out and burn and see you catch me if you can.
That's right. That 2 shows lots and lots of speed. If it gets out there, it might throw mud back in the faces of all the other horses, and they just might give up. So it could go at least to the quarter pole first.
You mentioned it might get out there and throw mud. It might be so far out in front of them, about 2 lengths, that mud will land short of them, and they won't even know that there's a horse out in front of them. Also showed some better early pace, better late pace, better fractions last time out. Dropping in class, 5-point late speed figure advantage. So it's got a 2-length early speed and a 1-length late speed. That means he should win by about 3.5 lengths. That's the case. If not, Terry, everybody else in here is a no. So what do you see in the first-time starters?
Well, as you can see there, we've got several that are in the 2s. The best one is the 3-horse, has a 2.51, and of course the 3 points is the highest you can get. So I think it'll be pretty good, and so is the what is that? The 8 shows a nice 2.36.
So maybe you look at the jockey on the 5-horse, probably trainers on first-time starters, but then you got the 2-horse there, Terry.
Yep.
2 horses, your lone E horse. Everybody else, the 1, 4, and 9, not within 5 lengths of the leader. 3, 5, 6, and 8. I think this race, just looking at it from this perspective, you have a very simple thing to do. If you think the 2 horse is going to win, you put it on the top, and then you stack first-time starters underneath it. What did you do?
Well, I like the 2. She's twisted. She finished in her last race second. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I did put a first-time starter right behind her, the 3, Great Carrie Lee. First-time starter whose breeding suggests she'll like, well, no grass. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout on July 10th. Then Emily's Joy, the 4, drops in class today, and her dam has 3 winners from 5 starters. 6, Obvious Agenda is another first-time starter who has a trainer-jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 7 starts, and she has a good workout on the 3rd, July 15th at 3 furlongs. No additional bets for me here.
Well, I did exactly what I suggested on the smart sheet. She's twisted. Only yes horse. If you got to take it. Good chance that the horse is going to hit par today. We do 1,000 simulations where we spit out a speed figure. In 567 of those 1,000, the 2-horse, She's Twisted, did hit a speed number of at least 68. Very low bar to get across for sure. And then I stacked on top the next 3 first-time starters based upon their first-time starter score. So 3, 8, and 6, just like that. Very simple, very basic handicapping. In a way, though, I hope either the 3, 8, or 6 beats the 2-horse, at least the ones that we have in our pick 4s, so that we can probably collect a bigger ticket. Speaking of pick 4s, Terry, race number 5, our favorite race in pick 5 streams, because this one in this case is the race of death. It connects the last leg of the first and the first leg of the second pick 4.
That's right, and it's a mile. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price. Purse $14,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds, or which have not won a race since December 28th, 24.
Yes, 1 mile, 1 loop around the Horseshoe in Shelbyville, Indiana, I think. Track, looks like they take that left turn pretty quickly in there, Terry. Early speed does well, for sure. The rail, even with that quick turn, that's a kind of tough. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, they have won the most races. Nobody has won so far from post position 8 or out. So on the inside, some speed. Beyond the outside could be a tough place to be, Terry.
Yeah, that's true. The most speed's on the inside, but the second most speed is on the outside there. It's one from the far outside. They could go head to head to that quarter pole if they both get good breaks.
Mm-hmm. The race shape pretty balanced in there. A couple of horses in here to keep an eye out. The 9 and the 4, I call those Sesame Street horses. We maybe call them big board horses. I don't know. Oscar the Grouch horses, Cookie Monster horses. We should come up with some name for them, Terry. But you got the Lone PC, Lone EP. They can get races that really favor them if they get the right balance, Terry. And do either one of those have really nice C-zones?
Well, as you can see there, the best C-zone is that 5 at 91.41. And then, of course, the 4 has a nice one. The 7, 8 have also pretty nice ones.
Yeah, all these horses except the 6 and the 7 have hit par. The 3-horse, the 8-horse, Cheesesteak within 3 points of hitting that speed figure. Any nice overlays in here to look at?
Yeah, the 1 has an overlay of 7-1 to 8-1. 5 has an overlay from 13 or 11-1 to 20-1. 8's overlay is from 4-1 to 6-1, and the 9 has an overlay from about 5-2 to 7-2.
Yeah, your 9 also last time out, speed figure points, 8 higher than everybody else. Terry, looks like there's a couple horses in here with solid jockey trainer combinations.
Yeah, actually the 6 has the best jockey, followed up by probably the 5, but the 6 also has the best. And the 2 has a good jockey, but the 6 also has the best trainer. I think the 6 is the best jockey trainer combination.
The only horse in here that last time out showed improvement from the beginning of the race to the end, along with faster fractions, is Forever Lasting. Didn't make our top 4 total pace horses, but he's right there at next up behind the 2, 9, 10, and 1. Terry, where did you rank him?
Well, I like in here the 9. He has won his last 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Then the 2, more than 5, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Risk profile, the 10 has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer. Summer and Aiken. The 5 is my long shot. He can improve by returning to a route. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance and a bullet workout on July 11th. I'm going to play the second and last Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 5, 9, 10 with the 4, 10 with the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 with the 4, 7, 9 $48 ticket.
Yeah, I have the 9 VSOP as the top of my Ticket 2, Terry, along with the 2-horse. We got some agreement, a lot of agreement today at the top of the tickets. I don't know if that's good or bad, but did run the last race, speed figure 8 points better than everybody else. It's also the top par plus. Has won a couple races in a row, so maybe there's some room for regression. Good chance, though, to be better in the third start after a layoff. The 2-horse, more than 5. That would be 6, 7, or 8, or 9, right? Top total pace horse is dropping in class here today, Terry. Ran on an off track 3 times, has a couple of seconds in a third. No wins yet. Orb of the Borough, the 1-horse. Terry, biggest class dropper in the race, has done fairly well on an off track. And if being to the front is going to be important today, that one could be your pace setter. And then finally, risk profile, the 10 spots all the way on the outside, comes in from Lone Star Park. And when I was going through this, Terry, it's probably about 7 of the remaining 7 horses that I thought about putting in that spot. But this one is a very consistent performer. My pick 4, 2-9. Probably not the best race for 2 horses, but I felt like the back half of this card is super wide open. 1, 8, 10 at 13, 2, 6, 7, 4, 7, 9, 11. That is $48. And then I have a $2 exact the key box, that 9-horse with all of that top last race speed figure advantage over to 1, 2, 6, and 10 as I get started with my Benny and the Bets budget. Race number 6, going to be a big race for the purposes of this show. Terry's best bet coming up. He's going to tell you all about why. But before he tells you why, he's going to tell you that they were going to do something that they're not.
Well, they were going to be on the turf, but now they're off the turf, and instead of going a mile, they're going to go 1 mile and 70 on the main track. It's it's a purse, a maiden claiming race of 12,500, a purse of 23,800, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and we don't have any data on mile 70. They back it up a little bit from the mile race. Kind of surprised they don't just run a mile, but hey, so be it. So without any profile of a winner data, and hopefully someday soon that will change. We'll have the profile of a winner for every race type at every track. Kind of working on that. But ChatGPT, if you're worried about it stealing your job, don't worry about it yet. I work with it, and it's like a little kid. You got to correct it constantly. In any case, Terry, or either that or I don't know what the hell I'm doing, which is probably more likely. If you're looking for some speed in this race, Terry, where are you going to find it?
Well, it's the 1 and the 8. They're very close in speed. They could both break out of the quarter gate and get to that quarter pole first.
Yes, indeed. So the 1 and the 8 look like they have the best chance to get to the front, although the 1 is more of a co-pilot horse. The 8 does want to be on the lead in there, Terry, and it also looks like the 8 might find, if it's on the lead, that pace to fit very nicely.
Yeah, it has a really nice 88% C-zone number, followed up by that 11 or 13, and the 10. They're all above 50%. They all 3 should be very comfortable in this race.
Yeah, this race is pretty heavily slanted towards the front for 1 mile and a 16th. That could really favor a horse that comes from off the pace. You got the 10 that's going to come off the pace, the 13, both of which show some early pace as well. You see here the 10 horse did run the top last race speed figure, 6 points better than everybody else. Has a 1 length total pace advantage. Terry also looks like he might need a little bit of help in the irons.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have what they say is a really good jockey. At least the jockey's having problems getting some wins, but the 1 horse has the best jockey, and the 8 I think has the best trainer. I believe the 8 has the best jockey trainer combination.
A whole bunch of them have hit par. A whole bunch of them could hit par again, Terry. Looks like here the 10, the 13, the 1, and the 4 are your top total pace horses. And interesting in here too, Terry, one of the things I like to look at when I'm looking at the smart sheets is looking for gaps. So you do have a gap at the top, and then these 3 are pretty tightly mixed, the 13, 1, and 4. And then you have an 11-point drop from there. So I got to expect more often than not, 7 out of 10 winners come from the top 4 in this group here. With that big gap, I think there's a chance it'll happen again. Who do you think it'll be?
Well, I like as my pick of the day, the 10. So I'm going for the second day in a row that my pick of the day wins with Mellie's Beat Birkin. She finished second versus 7 in her last race. She has the highest last speed rating. And then I like the 4 Extreme Dream, won her last race, but was disqualified and placed second. And she can improve at the shorter distance. 11 Silent Secretary has a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 6, Air Force Thunder by long shot, has a high percentage winning trainer. And she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. I'm going to bet 20 win and 20 place on the 10, the $10 exacta 10 on top with a 4, 6, 11, and then a $5 exacta box 4, 10, 11.
Looks like the only thing we agree on in this race, Terry, is the 10. Otherwise, we see things differently afterwards. Millie's Birkin does have that top last race speed figure advantage over everybody else. Also, the top total pace advantage. Those two things combine a lot of times to hit the winning jackpot. After that, Collected Bond, the one horse, a little bit of a long shot in there. A good chance to be your pace setter in here. And one of a few horses that are making the maiden special weight drop to maiden claiming, the biggest of all drops in horse racing. Number 8, Golden Cross. Next up for me, Terry, should be Ford. It is our top C-zone horse in the race. It's making its third start for the first time in its career, third start in a row. And a lot of times those horses really either take off or they fall apart in those efforts. And then Swift Kelsey, probably something everybody will be sick and tired of hearing about in the next couple of weeks when the NFL starts again. But in this case, the trainer wanted this horse in the race, and he's another maiden special weight dropper facing off against a lot of horses who have tried their luck in the maiden claiming ranks. As you can tell, they haven't won yet. Why not 13? Hopefully it wins, and then we don't hear any more about Swift and Kelsey. Just football. 1, 8, 10, and 13 for a 50-cent trifecta box for me, Terry, as I continue to spend some of my money. I think we have enough time to do race number 7. Horseshoe Indianapolis has a little bit of a Charlestown feel in that they don't always get out of the gates on time. So let's talk about race number 7.
Well, it's a 5 furlong race. It's a maiden race. Purse $43,520 for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Yes, indeed. So 2-year-old fillies, 5 furlongs. You're looking for speed, Terry, as we've mentioned a couple times already in this show. You want to be outside, but if you're on the rail, it does do a little bit better, more favorable than posts 2 or 3. In race number 7, Terry, I think we have a lot of first-time starters in here, everybody but the 7. So it's really going to be about these numbers here, Terry. And what do you see on the first-time starters?
Yeah, you can see that 6 is at 2.99, and the top number that you can get is 3. So that sounds pretty darn good. And then it's followed up by that 2 horse who also has a couple of bullets, a bullet in the last work and a back bullet, and it's at 2.61. So
yeah, indeed. It looks like if you want to do the jockey, 4 horse. If you want to do the trainer, the 1 horse, the 7 horse, the only horse with any experience in here, came within 5 points of the par speed figure last time out. It is your lone class, but not really because everybody else is moving. But it is moving down in class. 7 was a pressure horse. Everybody else first time starts, Terry. So in a wide open first time starting race, what you got?
Well, I'm going to go with that experienced one, the 7, Little Sam. She ran second versus similar in her last race and can handle the distance. And then I'm going to go with 2, who's a first-time starter whose dam has 2 winners from 2 starters and a stakes winner. Her breeding suits today's distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout, as we said on July 11th. Divine Silna. The 5 is my third choice. This is also first-time starters. Dam has 1 winner, 3 starters. Her breeding suits today's sprint distance as well, and she has a good workout on July 13th. Woodstock, the 1, another first-time starter whose dam has 2 winners from 2 starters. Her sire wins 36% of the races with first-time starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here as I'm out of money.
I'm going to go with that Gigabyte in there, Terry, that 2 horse. It's got that Barry Meadows bullet and go. If you look at that last workout for the 2 horse, Gigabyte for Orlando Mojica, who's actually, I think, one of the top jockeys there. Great trainer, too, here in Ray Hernandez. Look at those numbers, 26% win rate. If you look over here, look at this last workout, July 11th. 4 furlongs in 47 and 4, breezing from the gate, the fastest of 25. That's that bullet workout. And in Barry Meadows' book, The Skeptical Handicapper, he says that bullet and go angle wins at 15% or more. I call those alpha angles. 12-1 with a 15% angle. Why not? Horse has shown it can run fast. After that, I have the 6 horse. I agree with you, Don Johnson. Long shot, a little better jockey would do. But hey, every jockey I've ever talked to said it's the horse. So maybe the jockey will be better today because of the horse, of course. 2.99 out of 3 points on our first-time starter scale. I mean, that's about as close as you can get to a perfect score. Number 7, that's the horse with some experience today. Pops out of the gate. Room to be better in its second start after a layoff and just the 3rd career race. And then finally, the 1 horse, Woodstock, has the best breeding in the race. And okay workouts getting ready. Nothing spectacular, but nothing that's, alarming either. Real quick reminder before race 2 number gets started. Over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, you can get some free picks today for Louisiana Downs. There is a link in the description on the YouTube channel. So if you haven't gone over there, Horse Racing Radar TV, look us up. And in the description as well, there is a link to a tip jar. If you like what you see here, kindly hit that up for us. Also, a link to the explanations as well as today's smart sheets. Kindly use that. When the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, right dab smack in the middle of the page, you will find a link that says Horseshoe Indianapolis. Click on it. You'll have a live race. Well, it won't be live, but you'll have a race replay right there, along with all of our picks and commentary. And then while you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Come on up over here. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt or hat like Terry's sporting. And Terry, while we wait, what the hell? Tomorrow we're going to do Horseshoe Indianapolis. Thursday and Wednesday will be Saratoga. Friday will be Foreign Fridays. To make sure you don't miss it, what do you do?
Well, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell so you're notified about all the programs. Copy the link at the bottom. Share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out. Go to our social sites that you see scrolling down at the bottom there. Give us a thumbs up and a like at Horse Race, the number 2 day. And then keep these comments and picks coming, as we love to see them and like to have our audience talk to us.
Yeah, indeed. Any kind of interactivity helps boost our search engine scores, and we can use all the boosting we can get. I feel like somebody complained about us or something because we've been kind of getting throttled in our views on YouTube. So if you can share our content, come back and watch it. Take a look at some of our previous shows for Horse Center as well as the Players Edge podcast. We had a lot of great guests, brought out a lot of great information. I remember one thing that Larry Rivelli taught us on the show that I didn't know before. Do you remember that story, Terry?
I think so. Is it the one about the close to the ocean?
No, that was the girl, Maddie. What the hell's her last name? I can't believe I can't remember the jockey's last name.
Well, you're getting my age, so that's probably why.
Plus, my head is all filled up with all garbage for the last 10 days. But what the hell is her last name? Really cute young girl. But anyway, that was Larry Rivelli. He told us that when the horses are in the gates, if you see the assistants holding the horse's tail, that horse, he's never, ever, 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 ever. Now, this is a guy who's watched a lot of races and trained a lot of horses. Never, ever, ever seen those horses get off to a good break. So if you're watching at the track and you see the starter's assistants holding a horse's tail, you better run tail to the ticket and cancel that ticket. All right, so race number 2, they're getting into the gates right now. And if you're looking for some value, 5 horse, Terry, we got it at 3-2. It's 9-5. Some value in that one.
Yeah.
The 6 horse, that first time starter, collecting all of the dough at 4-5. That 2.95 out of 3. No secrets there, I guess, Terry. The 2 horse, 21-1. There's some value for you there on that one, Terry. The 7 horse at 9-2. Some value there, perhaps, as well.
Yeah.
Looks like the sun's coming out in Shelbyville, Indiana, because I can see some shadows on the course right now. Let's see what happens in race number 2 once they get them all settled in. Terry's got everybody for his pick 4, so he's hoping that the 3 horse wins.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'll just take the 4 horse. Why don't we both take the 4 horse at 17-1? That wouldn't be bad, right?
No, I'd like that too.
Yes. But it looks like, according to the folks on the ground, it's between the 6 and the 7.
Actually, 6 and 5, right?
No, the 7's not in the mix. Well, the 1 horse, Dotted Dream, and the 3 horse getting out to a lead there, Terry.
All right.
They're hustling. The 6 horse, a lot of hold on that horse. 7 horse is going to have a really tough trip, I feel like, to take this race. He's going to have to go 3 wide around the track if he doesn't clear. The 4 is in that mix too, Terry, at 14-1. There he is. Those 2 are out on front. And looks like 1 horse is kind of pulled out of the mix right now. Is that the 4 horse, the 3 horse? Well, the 7 horse is just said, screw this. I'm out of here. So it looks like it's going to be the 7, and then the 6 is going to have a long road to hoe 4 wide to make up all that ground. 4's in that mix too, Terry. He's coming up he's trying to find his legs. And way on the outside, you got a horse, that 5 horse, going to try to cover up a lot of ground in the end, as that 7 is really tiring, but I don't think there's enough space for that 5 to catch him. But you never, if this race is any longer, that 7 would be screwed. It's going to go 7, 5, 2, 6, 7, 5, 2, and 6. So may the force be with you. That one, that big, heavy first-time starter, maybe didn't like the mud. We'll take 8-1 with Red Iola as the horse taking home the top leg of the early pick 4.
All right.
So let's head off to the final of the thoroughbred horses today. Terry, thoroughbred races. What's this one going to be?
Okay, so this race is what was going to be on the turf. It's now off the turf. It was 1 mile and 16th, and it's still at 1 mile and 16th. It's a purse. It's a maiden race. A purse of $36,000 for registered Indiana-bred maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yeah, just about anything in the world can happen at 1 mile and 16th, because I have no idea what the profile of a winner is, Terry. But I do have an idea of what the simulations tell us, and it looks like getting to the lead, which is undefeated so far today in 2 races. If that's the case, maybe another 7 will find his way going gate to wire.
Could be that 7, yeah. As you can see, that's got a lot of speed there, and it should maybe get out of that gate and get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, you also see here 7 reaches a pretty good milestone too, Terry. It's the only yes horse, Jackson's buddy, in the field.
It is.
Everybody else is a no. Does 7 got a chance to do it again today?
Yeah, it's got the best chance according to the data. It's at 31%, so it could be really good today. So
ton of no's, 1 yes. You do have a first-time starter in here that's over 2.5. Well worth consideration, especially considering it looks like it's got a really good set of connections.
It does. It has a good jockey and a good trainer, but I really think that 7 has the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, and he looks like he's a little bit of an overlay in there too, Terry. Any other overlays?
Yeah, as you can see here, the 3 has an overlay of 3 to 5, or 7 to 5 to, 7 to 2 to 12 to 1. As you said, the 7 has an overlay of 5 to 2 to 3 to 1. The 9's got an overlay from 8 to 1 to 12 to 1. And the 12 has an overlay, a nice overlay from 4 to 1 to 20 to 1.
Yeah, I really wanted to toss that 12 in, Terry, because if you look at this guy, you got everybody up in here wants to be middle back. 4 first time, 2 hasn't made it within 5 lengths. 12 horse wants to get out in the lead. Doesn't look like he could get there, especially with that 7 with that big jump. But if you're first or second, you're all right. If you're third and you're a speed horse, you're in trouble. But look at that C zone for that 12. I think it's more than everybody else added up.
Yeah, it is. It's up there at 93%. So it's really close to that 100% max that you get.
Yeah, can you imagine? 7 horse, also your top total pace horse in there, Terry. 2 lengths better than everybody else. With the 3, 9, 11, and the 12, again, I talked about those breaks. There's that big break again, but you got basically a bunch of breaks in here. So it looks like it should go 7, 9, 3, and 11, and then the 12 horse, some order like that. To close out the thoroughbreds, Terry, how did you rate them in race number 8?
Well, I like the 9L Zovero. Finished 3rd versus Simmer on the dirt in his last race. His dam has 6 winners from 7 starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, Dream Fast 4. This is a first-time starter whose breeding suggests that doesn't matter, and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. He has a bullet workout on 5 furlongs on June 28th. Jackson's Buddy has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the races, and the horses, well, that doesn't matter either. Anyway, and he switches the high percentage winning jockey. He's the 7, and the 11 is my long shot. He ran 2nd versus Simmer in the 3rd in his last, and has the highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning jockey. That's it in this race for me.
All right. So in the final race today, Jackson's Buddy is going to get the top call for me. If that speed can hold up as it has so far, That guy is going to be way ahead of everybody else when the race starts. Got a length and a half early speed, top total pace of 2 lengths over everybody else. El Jovero, the 9 horse. Another little bit of a price here. But again, a lot of scratches changing all this stuff up. Third start after a layoff, and the trainer wins at 29% versus, I think, 20% overall. So alpha's all around. Dream Fast, that 4-horse. Terry is a first-time starter. Got 1 yes in the field. That's the 7. A couple of maybes, and the rest are no's. Did get above 2.5, so you got to put him in your picks. And then it was really like a tough call between the 11 and the 12 for me. I was flipping a coin. I did heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. I settled on the 11, just missed in its last race. And one of the things I've really found to be very helpful in my handicapping of late, just as I go through the past performances of horses and I review at the end of the day, Pedroza is a very good jockey there. And if you look at this horse, start to the bench, start to the bench, start to the bench. Well, this time he's starting, and he's going to run again. As a 4-year-old, only making its 5th start, I say those horses are what I call finally healthy horses. So I'm expecting that horse, finally healthy, to improve on its last race. And if it does, it should be a part of the equation at the end. The rest of my budget, 60% of it, 11 to win on the 7, a $5 exact, the key box 7, 4, 9, 11, and 12. And then a 50-cent trifecta, 4, 7, 9 with the 4, 7, 9, 11, 12 with the 4, 7, and 9. And despite all of those numbers, Terry, somehow it's only $9.
Oh, boy.
That's kind of inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
All right, last race for today is the popcorn races or the lottery ball races, or however you want to look at it. They come out of the gates, they bang off with one another, and then they make their nose down and they run like hell to the finish line. What is it?
It's a 400 yards. It's an allowance race, $19,500 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
So a quick question for you, Terry. These horses run 400 yards in about 20 seconds. How long do you think it would take you or me to run 400 yards?
Well, it would take me about a day and a half.
Probably about a day and a quarter for me. I don't have any profile of a winner on these. We do see here that they all hit par. I just looked at the simulation odds. I said, you know what? That's how I'm going to rank my horses. Terry, how did you rank yours?
Okay, well, I like in this race the number 2 Celtic Cartel. He's finished in the money in 8 races out of 12 career starts, winning 2 of the races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. She really likes to be in the mix. 9 Dash on Willie won his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Third choice, Checking Me Out. The 3 hopped in the hair last race, losing all chance to place well in that race, but won the prior race at Horseshoe Indianapolis and at today's distance. And then the long shot is This Is the One, drops a class today and has a high percentage winning trainer. That's it.
All right. Well, I just went 2, 1, 4, 6. As I mentioned, I just cheated, but I put them in a little bit different order. But 2, 1, 4, and 6. That's how I did it. And that's the way it ranks for me in race number 9. Here are our full picks. Race number 1, the 4-horse was your winner. In race number 2, the 7-horse was your winner. Bad news for you, Terry. That means that the next one is going to be the 1-horse. We go down that line, bang, bang, bang. Here's the way we see the rest of the day. As I mentioned, we have a lot of similarities on top of our tickets, but after that, we get all over the place. As far as our bets are concerned, coming up in race number 3, no bets. Race number 4, no bets. Race number 5 is the second of the 2 pick 4s. I have a $2 exact key box 9 over to 1, 2, 6, and 10. Race 6, Terry's best bet. He thinks that 10-horse, Melly's Birkin's going to whoop everybody today. There's the way he would play it. I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta box because I feel like there's some other horses in here with good odds that have a chance to hit. Race number 7, I have another trifecta box. Race number 8, 60 of my $100 with that 7-horse. Of course, nothing in race number 9 because as much as Terry loves the popcorn horses, he doesn't dare bet on them because he's smarter than that. Tomorrow, we will do Horseshoe Indianapolis again. Wednesday and Thursday will be Saratoga. Friday will be 4 and Friday for the last time today. Terry, how do you make sure you catch all of that great content?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell once you've done so you can get notified about all the programs. Copy the link, share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and keep the comments coming. We really like to see them. They help with our algorithms.
Yep, and you can get free picks at Louisiana Downs a little later on today. There's a link in the description on YouTube. As I mentioned, right here at horseracingtoday.net, you'll find the picks for today along with our commentary. You see it right on the homepage. All you'll have to do is click on the headline. It'll take you to our picks, our thoughts, our suggested wagers. Hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself a hat like Terry's sporting or a T-shirt like I'm sporting today. There's a tip jar in the YouTube description. Please take advantage of that, as well as an explanation and the link to today's smart sheet. All right, Terry. Well, that wraps up a muddy Monday of maiden races at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Any final thoughts from you before we prepare for tomorrow's terrific Terry Tuesday at Horseshoe?
Yeah, well, just stay safe today and enjoy your day. Enjoy Monday here, and go ahead and come and see us tomorrow and bring some friends.
Bring all your friends, indeed. So that means our show would probably lose friends. No, anyway. All right, Terry. Well, that wraps it up for today. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this Money Maiden Monday at muddy Shelbyville, Indiana, we certainly hope your day is filled with God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do, Terry, ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes. Until we see you again, have a blessed Monday.